All right, let's jump right in. Today, we're unpacking a massive technological shift that has officially moved out of sci-fi movies and straight into our actual everyday lives. We're talking about the automation shift, specifically the rise of humanoid robots in the active workforce. And look, this isn't just about some cool new gadgets. It's an absolute game changer. It is a fundamental transformation in how human labor is valued, how it's utilized, and ultimately how it's replaced. We've got a lot of ground to cover in today's explainer, and honestly, this is absolutely crucial information for anyone trying to figure out their long-term career trajectory. So, 2030, it sounds like the distant future, right? Well, actually, scratch that. It's literally right around the corner. And by the year 2030, humanoid robots are projected to step in and replace a massive number of jobs across multiple industries. You might be wondering why the labor market is going to change so drastically in such a short time, and it really just boils down to the unprecedented, frankly mind-blowing speed of this technological advancement. Understanding the trajectory of this automation shift today is step one. It's how we make sure we don't get caught off guard tomorrow. So let's dive into Section 1, the labor market revolution, and this huge shift in the workforce. Look, humanoid robots are no longer just locked away in some high-tech R&D labs. They are rapidly entering the active workforce. If we want to understand exactly why robots will replace humans in so many roles, we have to recognize that we're actively moving from an era where humans operated machines to an era where machines operate entirely autonomously right alongside us. I mean, think about it. They don't get tired, they don't need coffee breaks, and they're stepping into tasks we honestly used to think required a human touch. The immediacy of this, it just can't be overstated. This is happening right now.
Okay, moving on to Section 2. Let's look at how modern humanoids actually work under the hood.
By definition, a humanoid robot is an automated machine designed to mimic human physical structure, specifically to perform complex, dynamic tasks in environments built for people. And you know, that last part? That explains exactly how modern humanoid robots work today in a practical sense. Think about our world. Factories, hospitals, warehouses, they were all built specifically for us. They have stairs, they have door handles, tight aisles. By mimicking the human form, these robots don't require a company to just tear down and completely redesign their super expensive infrastructure. They literally just slot right into the world we've already built. And the core operational aspects of these machines rely heavily on environmental adaptation and automated task execution. Modern humanoids use advanced spatial computing, AI vision, and these incredibly sophisticated sensors to essentially see and feel everything around them. So if a package is, say, slightly out of place on a shelf, they just adapt in real time. They aren't just blindly repeating some rigidly coded loop anymore. They are dynamically executing tasks by analyzing their environment on the fly. And honestly, that is a massive, massive leap forward from traditional factory robotics.
Section 3. Let's bring this down to earth and look at two real-world examples of robots in action.
It's fascinating to see exactly how two distinct robots are developing out there right now. Take the Tesla Optimus. This one is engineered specifically for fine motor skills and logistics. It's being developed to delicately pick up variable-sized packages, sort them, and pack them with almost human-like dexterity. But then, compare that to Boston Dynamics' fully electric Atlas. Atlas is built for incredibly dynamic, heavy-duty industrial tasks. It can lift immense weight while maintaining perfect bipedal balance on uneven, messy factory floors. This contrast perfectly showcases the absolute breadth of modern automation. Engineering is really branching out to solve highly specific, diverse challenges across different industries.
Which brings us to Section 4, the big question. Which professions are at risk and will likely disappear?
When we look at the hard data and the list of specific professions disappearing by 2030, the most affected industries are clearly manufacturing, logistics, and warehousing. In these sectors, jobs like assembly line workers, stockers, material handlers, and basic quality control personnel are projected to just vanish. And you have to ask yourself, if a humanoid robot can work a 24-hour shift, lifting heavy boxes the entire time without any fatigue or any risk of a workplace injury, how can a human material handler realistically compete with that? The objective reality of why these professions will disappear by 2030 is simply that highly repetitive, physically demanding roles are first in line for total automation.
Section 5, threat or opportunity. Let's zoom out and look at the macro picture. So, while there is a very real, undeniable disruption of manual jobs, we also have to look at the future of engineering. There are about 10 core technologies driving this massive shift, things like AI modeling, edge computing, advanced sensor networks. And it is truly amazing to see how just 5 of these technologies, especially things like machine vision and cloud robotics, are completely changing the industry by creating entirely new sectors. We are already seeing this massive demand for robotics maintenance technicians, AI trainers, system integrators. In fact, robotics for beginner engineers today is becoming an incredibly accessible, highly lucrative field. The industry isn't just deleting jobs, right? How humanoid robotics are changing the industry is by shifting human labor away from physical toil and moving us toward technical oversight and creative engineering.
The reality is, humanoid robots are already here, and they are only getting smarter and they're only getting faster. So the question is, will you let your skills become obsolete, or will you pivot toward the exciting new roles this technology is rapidly creating? Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Stay adaptable, keep learning, and definitely take a hard look at the skills that will define the labor market of tomorrow.